Okay.
Yes.
So it will be roughly 20 to 22 hours of the program. So you consider it as a month program, right? So it'll be approximately a month, the entire course. You will have six sessions. At the end, I'll give you a project and so on, right? And if you want any help with respect to job interviews and anything, we can talk about those too at the end.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just quickly go through the course content and then I'll start with the first thing.
Yes.
Okay. So what we're going to once we talk about what is NetSuite, how do you log in and all, because you don't have the background, right? So I'll talk about that.
Yes.
And then first thing we talk about what are suite scripts. What is suite script? What are different type of suite script? What are suite script APIs? Okay. Then we'll see how do we use NetSuite Help Portal for that. There's a separate help portal where you get details about all the scripting, APIs, and everything. Then we're going to talk about the governance for every API, and then governance limits for all the scripting, and then best practices around scripting. Okay. Then we're going to talk about record browser and any other API documentation. Okay. Then what we're going to talk about is the first script, which is client script. Okay. So client script, we'll talk about what is client script, what are different type of client script, how do you deploy it or execute it, record level, inform level, and then what are different functions and types on the client script, how do you run it. So when I say run it, once you're done writing a script, how do you create a script record in NetSuite, how do you deploy it in NetSuite, and then how do you test it out. So this complete activity will do.
Yes.
Okay. And then similar thing we are going to cover as part of user event script. Okay. Same thing. What are different functions? And what are the arguments inside every function? How do you deploy it, create it, and then how do you run it? All that, right? And and then we just a small discussion about what are the difference between client and user event script. Which scenario you use client script and where do you use user event script. So we'll talk about a real-time scenario. Okay. Then next thing we'll come to is Suitelate. So similar thing, Suitelate also same exercise will do. We'll talk about it, different functions in the Suitelate, and then some sort of a test activity. Okay. And I'm not going every single topic, but next is that schedule script, same exercise. And then we have RESTlet, portlets, and workflow action script. And at the end, we have mass update script. Okay.
Okay.
Now, one additional thing, what we're going to cover as part of these script also is that some scenario you can call one script from another. Like you can call how do you call a client script from a Suitelate, or let's say how do you call a Suitelate from a client script? How do you call a Suitelate from a user event script? How do you call a schedule script from a user event script? Some sort of that scenario, right? Where you call one script from another script. So we are going to talk about that also as we move along with this course. When we come to right script, I will be talking about such scenarios as well. ERP is sort of a tool or a software, you can call it as an application. So it's an application where you can have you can plan all your enterprise level resources. When I say resources, it can be your expenses, it can be your receivables and the income or the money you're going to get, right? And you can have all your you can plan your procurement, you can plan all your resources, be it employee, users, vendors, sub customers, right? So all that information, and then you can have your all the transaction information where you have all your sales orders, purchase orders. Then you create invoices and vendor bills, and then receive payments and capture all the payment information, and then you have all your balances at the end, right? So
Yes.
it's a one single one-stop solution to plan all your enterprise level uh, processes or details on a day-to-day basis. Like any company where you have if you're selling something, you'll have a sales order, right? If you're buying something from an outside vendor or third party vendor, you'll have a purchase order, right? So
Okay.
and when at a enterprise level, it is not possible to maintain that in a in an Excel sheet or anywhere else, right? You
Exactly.
it is very it is not feasible for any company.
Yes.
So that's when ERP comes into picture. So you have this is one single tool where you can do all of that. You can have your custom, you can have your inventory management, your human resource, manufacturing, order management, your payroll information, your employee information, your customer relationship management, and everything, right? So it can work as a CRM as well. Now NetSuite is one of those one of those applications. NetSuite is an ERP solution or an ERP application, but it is a cloud-based ERP application.
Yes.
Okay. Now, a lot of companies use NetSuite for as an ERP tool to basically manage their inventory, track their financials. You can build e-commerce websites also, so you have host your e-commerce stores. You can maintain your customer information, so you can use ERP NetSuite as a CRM system as well, right? So NetSuite offers all these options, and you can use it based on you as in like any enterprise can use it on the business case, right? Now this is very basic about NetSuite, right? As an ERP tool, and there are other applications, other ERPs also available in the market. You have SAP, you have Oracle, EBS, you have Oracle Cloud, um, and so on, right? There are a lot of ERP applications available in NetSuite. So in the market, right? NetSuite
Okay.
primarily focuses into small to mid-scale organizations, and they're targeting towards large-scale organizations as well, right? But you'll find NetSuite majorly being used in any small or mid-scale organizations.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now. Yeah, now what we're going to talk about is how do you let's say how do you access NetSuite for the first thing, because you're not from that background. Okay, so you'll have I am not sure if you already have this access, but you will be given access, right? Once you go to this URL login, you will have tools available, which is NetSuite. Okay, you can click on access tool and it'll take you to this I think the logout time is pretty if it is inactive for some time, it will log out. So what is 1 second? Okay, perfect. Clicking it, that means it's installed. Yeah, so you click on the access tool and then it will open this NetSuite application, right? So this is how it looks.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how your home page or your dashboard looks like, right? So in the right side corner, you have your account or employee information. Like you as you are there as a user, right? So you'll have an employee name here, and then you have the company name. So it is just a demo account, right? So you have the name of the ABCD Inc. and your role is custom admin. So every user who has access to NetSuite will be given a certain role based on their business needs. You can as a developer, you'll probably have admin or full access of sort of a thing. And then according to the business, if you're an AP clerk, you will have AP clerk role. If you're an AP accountant, you'll have AP accountant role. If you're on the AR side, you'll have AR accountant and AR manager. All those roles. If you're a GL accountant, you'll have GL accountant role. If you're a And then you'll have seniority, and then you'll have supervisor role, you have manager role, and all that, right? So based on NetSuite has different roles, and then you can customize all the standard roles according to your business need also. So you can
Okay.
customize roles, and then you can build your own rules, build your own roles according to the business needs,
Okay.
right? And then you'll have in here you'll have list of all the accounts. Because if you have multiple roles, or if you have access to multiple accounts, you will find that here in the list. So you can select from here.
Okay. So for
Okay.
the Celigo integrator, it means like integration part.
Correct. I think in this demo account we have the Celigo integrator also. So somebody who's working on integration, but this is
Okay.
logged. This is not given to anybody, right? If you see, this is
Okay.
locked. So you will, by default, you'll have a custom admin thing.
Okay,
But
fine.
I'm talking about actual enterprise where you have sandboxes and you have a production instance, right?
Okay.
So sandbox, anything, right? Any application, you'll have a test instance, and then you'll have an actual production instance, because you can't work directly on your production instance, right? So you'll
Okay.
have the test instance is called sandbox in ERP world, right? So you'll have sandbox access, and then you'll have production, right?
So
So
sandbox and one more.
production, your actual
Production.
production instance, right?
Okay.
Which will have actual data, right?
Okay.
So sandboxes are primarily used for your development and testing and everything, right? And then
Okay.
once you develop and test everything, you move that entire code or logic or customization to production. You
Okay,
deploy
fine.
that to production.
Okay.
Like any testing cycle, right? You follow the testing cycle. You develop this, you do unit testing, and then you do QA and UAT, and then you go to the production, right? So it's standard development cycle. So to follow the same thing in any enterprise you go, everyone will have sandbox and production. Sandbox can be number of sandboxes can be based on the enterprise needs. Like if they
Okay.
want, if there's a bigger organization, they have a lot of data, and then they want to do multiple cycles, then you'll have two sandboxes, three sandboxes, but at least one will be there for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll have all that information here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Now this is your home icon. So this is your dashboard, and then you can have user level preferences also. So if there's anything, you can click on it and set your preferences. Like if you want to set the right time zone, your nickname, right? It's majorly you have to set your time zone. So right now, if you see, I am in US and Canada time zone, EST time zone, right?
Okay.
So this is your user level time zone. You have account level time zone different, and this is the user level. So you, according to what time zone you have you're setting here, you will see all that information according to that, right?
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay. So all that preferences you can set here. Then this is your recent record tab. So if you access some record, and then you can go directly from here. Like if you
Yeah.
recently
Okay.
access
So
some record.
there's a
Okay.
recent access. Okay,
Correct.
fine. Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Now you have your activities. You have your phone calls, tasks, and everything here. Then you have your payment information. Then advanced manufacturing here. So I'm talking about all these steps, what each one has. This is not part of the course, but I'm just making you understand that.
Okay.
Then you have your sorry. Then you have this transaction tab where you have information about all the transactions. For example, you have purchase. So under purchase tab, your purchase orders, PR, purchase requisitions. You have receive items, so you'll have item receipts and all, return authorization and everything. And then under payables, you have vendor bills, vendor payments, vendor credit, everything. Under sales, you have sales order, customer invoices, cash sales, statements, and everything. So similarly, you have different transactions categorized based on the business areas.
Okay.
So if you want, let's say if somebody asks you to go to sales order, you come transaction, sales, enter sales order, and then click on it.
Okay. So it will open separate tab.
No, I mean I opened it in a separate tab, but if you click directly, it will open in the same tab.
Okay. Okay. So you are open separate tab. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So if you see here, now it will open a sales order form. So this is how the form looks like. You enter all that information, and once you enter all that information, click save, it will create a sales order.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So this is all about transaction. Then you have list as in all the master data. So you have your employee list, you have your under relationship, you have your leads, prospects, your contacts, vendor information, vendor, customers. So
Yeah.
under list, you have all your master data information, right? And then you have reports. So NetSuite has provided a lot of standard reports here, right? So you can use any of those standard reports based on your business need. Like in the financial, you have income statement, you have balance sheet, you have general ledger reports, trial balance information, transaction information, and all that, right? So all these reports are there. You can use as it is. You can customize them as well. So all these reports has an option to customize them. If you want to add a new column, add a new criteria, to remove a column, or maybe change the layout a little bit. So you can do that. If not, you can build your own report also here.
Okay.
Like similar thing. In general, what you have a report used for, right? This is the same thing. To
Okay.
get some data into a reporting format, and you can download it into an Excel or anything. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And then next thing you have is Suite Analytics here. Then you have documents. Documents is nothing but your file cabinet. A file cabinet is a place where you can upload all your files which are NetSuite specific. You have to upload all your script also here. If you go to files, Suite script, under the Suite script folder, you upload all your files, right? On the script files I'm talking about. And then same files, same script file you use here, right? For the script for the testing. So this is your basically you can call it as a directory or repository for all the documents, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That is file cabinet. And then you have setup. Setup is your you have all the configuration information here. Let's say you have company information, you have company level enable features, auto generated numbers, email preferences. You have email preferences and all. Similarly, you have different setups. Then you have accounting level setups. Then you have withholding tax, WHT. Then you have sales setup, marketing, support. And then here it is the place import export where you can do CSV import.
Okay.
CSV import. I know this is too much of information on the first day, but just you'll understand that. Don't worry. But I'm
Yes.
just
Yes. Yes.
giving you a
Yeah.
little
I
overview.
don't. Yeah. I think it's only So in my company, the internal moving is there. From Chile, I had to move the Oracle Netsuite.
Okay.
So that's the reason I just learning this all the things, everything before moving to Oracle Netsuite.
Okay.
So I
Understood.
have to learn. Yeah.
No,
So
understood.
maybe it will be happen next week. Maybe yes.
Good. Okay. So CSV import is more of a data loader utility, right? NetSuite's native data loader, where you can upload. You have a CSV file, you upload it to create any data in NetSuite.
Okay.
So that is CSV import. So you can create sales order, purchase, or any transaction for using CSV import if you have a CSV format file. The only thing is you have to keep the same you define a mapping, keep the column names accordingly, define a mapping, and then use the right format and everything. That is obviously needed because you have to do it in NetSuite expected format. But we can directly do an upload and create data in NetSuite.
Okay, fine.
And then last thing we have is the customization. So all the customization you do in NetSuite will be will be done over here. So you have first thing what you are going to use majorly in this course is customization, scripting, and script, right? So that's coming here. You will have to create a new script record. So once you have this, let's say you are done with the coding. Okay, you have created a script. Now you come here, create a new script, upload the file here. Let's say you uploaded the file on file cabinet. Now let me see if I have a file, any test I'm taking, right? So you have let's say this is your script file. You selected the script file because you already uploaded it in file cabinet, script folder.
Yes.
Then you select the file name here, click on script, create script record. Then you'll see based on the right definition, you will already see a type populated. So this is a client script.
Okay, fine.
Because NetSuite, understood that format, and it is already showing you this format is client, and you see our API version also is 2.0. Okay, and then you define any name, you define any ID, description, and then you save it. Once you save it, the next step is to deploy. So which means you have created this script record which is there in NetSuite. Now deployment means you are deploying it to a particular, or you're placing it to a particular record, and based on that, based on that, it will trigger. Let's say you deploy this client script on sales order, then when you go to sales order, this script will trigger. It will trigger only for sales order, not for every record. That's what it means, right? We have a record level deployment. Okay, so we'll talk about that once we come to scripting. I'm just showing you these places right now. That's this navigation basic. So this is customization. So any you can create any field you create. So be it entity level field, item level field, transaction body, transaction line, item number field. Any field you create will be created from here. Customization. Then if you create any custom form, you create from here. Then scripting we already talked about. And then if you create any workflows, that also will be created from here. And then if you have any plugins, and actually it has some additional plugins also, for let's say custom GL plugins, you have email capture plugins and all. Like to do some additional functionality, you deploy or create it from here. And then last thing is Suite Bundler. If you let's say you're done with any deployment, you're done with any scripting, you have to move it to the next or different instance, from one sandbox to another sandbox, or maybe sandbox to production.
Okay,
so one thing is you can do it manually, like whatever activity you did in sandbox, you can do the same thing in production. Okay. Second thing, you can create it as a bundle and then install it in production.
Okay.
So from here, you can create it as a bundle. When you click on create bundle, you select all the customization you have to deploy, and then create it as a bundle. And then you go to production and then install that bundle.
Okay.
So this is all the NetSuite navigation, right? And then at the end, if you see, you have this support. So this is your Suite Answers portal. So you can, by going to this three dots, you have support, go to Suite Answers. Suite Answer is your one-stop destination where you can look for any problem. Let's say if you're facing any issue, or if you want some information about any NetSuite deep activity, you can go and search here, and then you will have a related article available.
Okay.
Okay. So Suite Answer is your place where you can go search and get the right information. This is how it looks, main page. Let's say if I search user event script. So it will give you multiple articles related to user event script, right? So you have difference between 1.0, 2.0, user event script, trigger. So all that, there are different articles, right? And then you have a lot of pages also. So whichever is relevant for you based on your problem statement, you can open that article and then read that information and take the right action.
Okay.
Like instead of going and putting any your problems or searching for your problems in Google, you can search in Suite Answers first. You will have you have most of the problem solutions here. If not, then you can look for other options. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now I was talking about help portal. So you see this help. This is your help portal. You come here, and this is the entire documentation about NetSuite. Okay. Different business areas, all the information you have here. So let's say if I search the same thing, right? Let's say I search RESTlet scripts, right? So you have RESTlet script information here. So you have this entire information available about RESTlet, and then you have all the subtopics also. How do you authenticate? How do you, different entry points, script examples, and all that, right? So you have all that information. So these are different entry points, and then you have example of different examples. So you have a this is your one RESTlet example. So you have a post RESTlet, and then this is how it looks, right? So all that information will be there. So if you need any information about scripting, APIs, business processes, anything, right? Your functional or technical stuff, you can come to help portal and look for that information. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So this is now I'm sure you understand to each of these places. How do you use NetSuite and then go to every single place. So you're clear with that, right? Because
Yes.
as part of this course, when I give you any sort of hands-on to test this out, you have to go to mostly you have to go to transactions and then create a transaction record and all that. And second thing you will use is customization. So mostly you'll use this transaction tab, lists, and customization. These three.
So in real scenario also, no? Like in organizations level.
No, in real scenarios also you'll use mostly these things.
Okay,
Like
fine.
you'll have transaction list,
Yes, yes, yes.
documents, setup, and customization. These are the
Customization.
major things you will use.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now we have covered basics or basics of NetSuite. How do you navigate and all that.